The Glass Mountain Princess. Long ago, in a realm where the sun rose over silver lakes and set behind golden hills, there stood a kingdom veiled in mist and mystery. At its center loomed a magnificent glass mountain, its crystalline slopes shimmering with every hue of dawn and dusk. Legends whispered that atop this mountain lived a princess so radiant, her beauty could make flowers bloom in snow and melt the coldest hearts. Few believed she truly existed, except for those who tried to climb the mountain. None returned. King Eldric, ruler of the lowland kingdom of Ilaria, had once glimpsed the glass mountain as a boy and heard the tales of the mountain princess. Though he now reigned with wisdom and strength, the memory of that shining peak haunted his dreams. As his daughter, Princess Adara, came of age, the story began to stir anew, kindling wonder and danger in equal measure. Adara was unlike most royals. She loved tales not for their grandeur, but for the truths they carried in whispers and shadows. One night, she overheard a conversation between two old travelers in the castle courtyard. They spoke of the glass mountain and the princess trapped within, not by dragons or spells, but by a forgotten promise. Adara's heart, always attuned to sadness, resolved to learn the truth. When Adara announced her intention to find the glass mountain, the court erupted in protest. Her father forbade it, her tutors pleaded, and her handmaidens wept. But Adara, cloaked in determination, left under cover of starlight with only her horse, a map sewn into her cloak, and a satchel of charms and bread. The journey was long and treacherous. Forests twisted in unnatural silence. Rivers sang riddles in languages lost to time, and wolves with eyes like moons followed from afar. Yet Adara pressed on. Her courage was not loud, but it was steadfast, and the land, sensing her spirit, began to reveal its secrets. She met a blind fox who traded her a golden acorn for a song, an old woman who walked on tree roots and gave her a jar of bottled dawn, and a boy made of smoke who wept stars. Each encounter left her stronger, not through magic, but through understanding and compassion. Finally, after many weeks, the glass mountain rose before her. It was more breathtaking than she had imagined, sharp yet smooth, clear yet opaque, humming with an ancient silent music. As she approached, the air thickened with memory and grief. She reached out to touch the mountain, and it shimmered beneath her fingers, parting like mist. Inside, the world changed. Adara found herself in a realm of stillness. No wind, no time, only glass reflecting every version of herself. She wandered through corridors of mirrored trees, frozen fountains, and stilled birds mid-flight. At the mountain's heart sat a girl on a throne of crystal. Eyes closed, crown of frost, breath barely stirring. It was the princess. Adara called out, but the princess did not move. Remembering the stories, Adara took the jar of bottled dawn and opened it. Light poured out, not harsh or blinding, but warm and golden. It touched the princess's face, and slowly her eyes opened. "Who are you?" the princess asked, her voice like chimes in the wind. "I am Adara," she replied. "I came to know your story." The princess smiled, and tears like diamonds rolled down her cheeks. She was not just a girl, she was a memory, a promise broken, a tale unfinished. She had been a real princess once, centuries ago, who made a vow to protect her kingdom with a spell that would bind her until someone truly sought to understand. Not to rescue or possess her, but to listen. Adara listened as the princess spoke of her lonely vigil, of those who came seeking glory or beauty, but never stayed to hear her tale. And when the last word fell like snow between them, the mountain began to crack. Not with violence, but with freedom. The glass melted into dew and morning broke over the land. The princess, now free, stepped into the world once more, not as a prize, but as a person. Adara took her hand, and together they walked down the mountain, the path forming before them with each step. When they returned to Ilaria, the people rejoiced, not for the breaking of a spell, but for the return of a story. The princess of the Glass Mountain chose not to rule, but to wander, helping others as Adara had helped her. Adara too changed, her rule one day marked by wisdom not learned in books, but gathered on trails, from foxes and stars and silent songs. And so, the tale lived on. Not in towers or thrones, but in fireside stories passed from mouth to ear, heart to heart.